right, well, first and foremost, let's introduce Melendie Britt. And we also have Oppenheimer. This is epic, if I can say the least. How has your day been here so far at ToyXpo?
For me, it's been great, except for this knee thing. I'll explain it to you. It's not anything too serious, I hope. It's just a torn little patellar tendon and a meniscus thing, but it's not severed. So that's the good news. And I have it worked on next week. So, but I have to wear this brace, so I'm not totally, guilty.
What a cheap shot of sympathy.
I have to get every bit I can now.
Well, what I think is really cool is the fact that we're here at the ToyXpo and there's so many incredible vendors. And of course, Masters of the Universe had some of the best collectibles. I was wondering, did you guys ever collect yourselves?
Ever what?
Do you have any Skeletor action figures?
I think I have one that I stole somewhere,
What about you?
I do. I have, actually, I have my the first She-Ra, but it's kind of messed up because kids played with it. And who knew it was going to be, worth a lot of money. And I have a Swift Wind and a Catra, and I think a Castaspella. But as I say, the hair are all like this, and so you really couldn't consider it a masterpiece. And then I think it was last year or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, somebody, one of the people at the tailgate gave me a Swift Wind, and then I bought myself that big, huge doll set, where She-Ra has the clothes on one side and Dora has the clothes on the other side. That was so beautiful. The artwork, every bit about that thing was gorgeous. So I got that for my grandkids. Yeah.
So I just wanted, before we open up the floor for questions, I wanted to mention something about Alan, that in Florida a couple weeks ago, you made your wrestling debut.
Yes.
I don't know whether you guys have had the opportunity to see
My
this
body doubled one.
But
That
there's
was very funny.
a wrestling company based in Florida. We have a Skeletor, and we have somebody that does the voice of Skeletor, but we had you behind the curtain, and you came out, and the audience went absolutely crazy, because here we are, we have the original voice of Skeletor in the ring. What was the experience like for you?
Well, it was a total surprise, and I enjoyed it. I knew that the host or whatever was going to imitate Skeletor vocally, and then there was a body wrestler, and they work out the routine as they always do. But then he introduced me, and I took this long, slow walk down, like I was in Atlantic City in a bathing suit. And I was so surprised. I think they mostly stood and cheered. So I just quietly retired to my seat and let the two wrestlers do it. But I loved doing it.
And I had the opportunity to sit next to you, and your reactions were priceless watching this wrestling action happen. So it was just such a cool moment. If you guys, I would try to Google it if you can. So if you guys have any questions, now's your opportunity to ask. Is anything off limits here today?
Nothing.
Nothing's off limits.
Except
If that's the case.
Any willing victims for the first question? Anybody? Because if not, I will top it in. All right, what's your name?
Obviously, everyone's here for the voices. Are you willing to do the voices, or are you able to still do them?
Yeah. I think so. I have asked us to do some of the voices.
Okay.
You want to start?
Well, here's Starman. No, I didn't want to wear. I also did Cringer, Battle Cat, and Man at Arms, and of course, Skeletor.
Let's see, I did Catra. Oh, Catra is here. Meow. Meow, She-Ra. Oh, I did Castaspella, which was really like this. She almost was like a Catherine Hepburn sort of voice, but think I did some others. Who else did that? Octavia, but I don't remember what she was like, except she must have been awfully real. And then, of course, I am Adora, He-Man's twin sister and defender of the Crystal Castle. Fabulous secrets were revealed to me the day I held aloft my sword and said, "For the honor of Grayskull, I am She-Ra!"
Getting a little teary-eyed. Wow, that was iconic. So one of my favorite things to ask voice actors, especially some that are so iconic, have you guys ever gone through a drive-through, like a random Burger King, and ordered something in your voices? No?
Not me.
No. Just give me the cheeseburger and I'll get out of there.
Alan does it at TSA a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like TSA?
Yeah. So the guys, when they try to frisk him.
Yeah. He recognized me, so I had to give him an autographed picture, and I got right on through.
If I did the She-Ra voice, it would scare people. So it would scare. I have to do it loud. There's no way you can do it softly. So that would be pretty scary. I think it would draw a lot of attention, which would kind of scare me.
I have used Bob Redford's name once. I was at a restaurant, didn't have a reservation. There were 10 people ahead of me, and the hostess said, "Name, please," and I said, "Robert Redford." She said, "Right this way." And she took me to the one best table in the back. I said, "You didn't even look up." She said, "I don't care. I loved your answer."
That's wonderful, wonderful.
Very awesome. Sure.
Yeah, just a real quick question I wanted to know from each one of you. How did you guys get into voice acting? And I guess if there was a live reboot action movie for your character, who would you like to cast?
I'm terribly sorry. I'm going to have to repeat that.
He wanted to know how both of you got into voice acting.
Just lucky.
And the second part of the question was, if they were to do a live action version, who would you like to be cast as your characters?
Me. I mean, they already did it with Frank Langella, and I've known Frank for 70 years, you know. But he's not Skeletor. What he does is good, but he's not Skeletor. And I can't do what Frank does. So, push him aside and I'll do it. And how I got into voice, I hounded my agent. I said, "I want to audition." And he reluctantly said, "Oh, okay." And then I got the first job and second job. And then he sent me up to audition for Filmation. I'd already worked at Hanna-Barbera. I went to see Joe Barbera, and he said, "Well, this is the voice of a dog. Can you talk like a dog?" And I went, "Okay, you start tomorrow." And it was kind of like Filmation. They showed me the cell of, you know what a cell is, the drawing cell of Skeletor, and immediately I had a picture of a voice in a hollow, bony, so that's why I went up nasal. And I think the first episode or so, he was not comedic, but I always try and insert comedy into the drama. And I inserted this laugh, I don't know where it came from, and then Lou Scheimer said, "Well, we're going to use that laugh all the time." And I remember one time, maybe halfway through the series, he said, "Listen, make some insults, just ad-lib some insults, and we'll put them in." I think they were able to use about 2, and the rest of on the floor, they couldn't be used at all.
Thank you.
What about you? How did you get into voice acting?
Well, as Alan, I had done a lot of other cartoons before, but for this particular one, the agent, and I think we had the same agent, didn't we? T.K. Calkin, and at that time, we did reel-to-reel, 8-track auditions, and they sent them into the studios. So I did my audition. I haven't seen anything about it yet, except that she was a very powerful character. So I got a call back, and back then, you didn't usually get callbacks. It was just you got the job or you didn't. So then I was called over to the studios, and there I met Lou and talked to him about the character, and I thought, oh, this is something different. This is different. And so he interviewed me, and then I think I got called back again, I'm not quite sure. And then I did get the job. But later on, maybe about 3 years ago, I found out that Erica Shine, Lou's daughter, was the one. Lou had worked with a lot of people before, a lot of other women, and he was going through his list to see who cast for it. And Erica said, "This is you should cast Melendie Britt. That's She-Ra, Dad." And so he was going back and forth, and finally he said, "Yeah, you're right." So that I owe Erica the job. Frankly, I didn't know Erica, but I just found myself 3 years ago. So we have to thank Erica. Yeah.
When you guys were recording the episodes, did you have the opportunity to record together, or was it mostly separate?
Mostly together.
Oh, mostly
Yeah. There were times though when there was a period in 1980, whatever, 4 or 5, when I was also doing a film in London. So I would go 2 days in London, fly back, do 3 days in LA, and that went on for 6 weeks. So John Irwin and Linda Gary, they recorded without me, and then when I came in, I asked Lou to play what they'd already recorded so that my line came off of what they fed, and that's the way we had to do it. But that was only for about a 6 or 8 week period of time. Otherwise, we worked together.
And he was also on the He-Man series, which I wasn't on, except for I think the last episode where they were kind of introducing everybody. But when I was doing the series, we would all come in. I mean, today, because I do some video games, and they're all, you just don't see anybody. You just do your lines, and that's it. But back then, we had this whole wonderful round table, as if it were a movie or a television show. We would all read through the scripts, and then we would go in and record. And it was great because, just as Alan said, you could feed off one another, you could play off one another. There was more empathy, there was more sympathy, there was more feeling about everything that you did because there was more cohesive energy. And that's what, to me, what made the series actually great. We were a company of people who actually were talking to one another.
And when you were recording this, did you have any idea how impactful it would be on so many lives? I mean, Masters of the Universe is still huge. I mean, it's still in our everyday life. Did you guys have any idea when you were recording it?
Did the job, got paid, and went home. And 30 years later, here we are. It's a miracle. It's a miracle for us, absolutely. And when you people come to the table and tell us your experiences, the common thing is you voice my childhood. But there are stories that you have to tell us, I'm sure Melendie too, that are so touching about your young years and the impact that the moral even at the end of each episode gave them, and the courage sometimes to go on with a very difficult time in their young lives. Well, that's totally humbling, and I am very grateful for all of you and your second or third time around.
Yes, thank you. We're so grateful. I'm so grateful, and Alan is as well. You come up to us and you tell us that you were the voice of your childhood and that you loved us for that. Well, I have to tell you that we love you for coming back this long ago from that time to tell us how much you loved us. So thank you.
So we have about 5 minutes left. If you guys have any more questions, now is your chance.
Do you two still keep in touch with the gentleman who voiced it, He-Man?
Do you guys keep in touch?
I did for the longest time. We used to have lunch together, and then after the 10th time I begged him to come and do this, he said, if you ever ask me again, I'll never talk to you. So I haven't seen John.
I talk to him maybe once a year. I make sure I call him during the holidays and stuff like that, but no, we don't socialize much anymore. First of all, Los Angeles, where I live, is so huge, and we're all in, quote, Los Angeles, but my gosh, to get on the freeway to go see anybody is a real trip. You better pack your bag, because you never know what's going to happen. We may be on that freeway for 3 days. You don't know.
John won't come and do these. He's shy. That is the total answer. he is shy. I said, well, why? He said, well, I don't look like He-Man. I said, no kidding. I don't look like Skeletor. And Chris Reeves doesn't look like Superman. You think they don't know that? Well, he's just plain shy. He won't.
Any final questions? Sure.
Where did most of the recordings take place?
Where did most of the recordings take place?
At Filmation in Sherman Oaks, California.
The studio isn't there anymore, as you know, or you may not know. But it's not there anymore. But it was on Sherman Way. And we would all, at that time, I thought that was far away, but not anymore, not in Los Angeles where it is now. And that's where we recorded. Lou had his own studio.
Real quick, if I was interested in getting into voice acting as well, but wanted to know, do you think it's best like all actors go to LA, or is it something that you can do remotely nowadays with technology? Or thoughts?
Do you think that someone needs to be in LA in order to be a voice actor, or is it something they can do remotely?
No. They're doing it from all over the country. I'm talking about commercials, voices and commercials, and not cartoons. Cartoons, you either have to be in New York and LA, and I think most of them are in LA, if not all. But commercials, people have their studios set up in Wyoming, Montana, New Jersey, and if you have that kind of a relationship with an agent, they send you a copy, you record it, you send it back to the agent, they send it on to the advertising agency. And if you're booked, sometimes you can do it right from your home studio, as some people do, but if you have to be near a metropolitan center that has a good recording studio, you may go there. I know that a few years ago there were 10 of us that had the West Coast social up and 10 of the East Coast. And then I was doing a Broadway show, and I came back, and I said to my agent, who are all these guys? There's all these people. He said, while you were away, 17,000 other people are now doing this.
Any final questions?
With both of you doing so many voices on the shows, was it challenging to, like when you would have to talk to yourself? Or was that like extra fun, or?
And you talk to yourself. But you're giving me a chance to show off.
Yay.
Because I used to love to do this. Most actors will do one character all the way through, they go back and do the other character all the way through. Well, I had great fun talking to myself. For instance, the Skeletor, Merman, Cringer, and I'm making this up as I go along. Now let's go, Merman, where are you? Oh, don't ask me to go with you. Don't Cringer doesn't want to do either. What's the matter with you, cowards?
Well, I don't think that there's a better note to end on than that, unless you would have talked to yourself too, but hey. Any final thoughts?
Just thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you too.
Can I put in a plug for the Never-Ending Story?
Yes.
Which I did Falcor, the Rockbiter, the Mork, and the narrator at the end.
Oh, you
My
did it
favorite
like
movie.
that. Give us the voices then. Come on.
Yeah, what's his money's worth?
Come on.
Oh, let's go and get these bullies!
Great, well,
A little Rockbiter for the judge.
please, please.
Oh, this Alvarez is so good. Oh, the taste of these